The last normal moment of my life happened on a quiet Tuesday morning. I didn't know it was normal at the time. None of us ever do. Maya stood in the kitchen, her hair still damp from the shower, wearing that faded blue sweater she loved. She was humming softly while stirring the coffee, moving slowly, like she was already tired of the day. "Don't forget your lunch," she said without looking at me. I smiled. "You packed it?" She rolled her eyes. "If I don't, you'll survive on vending machine junk again." I walked over and kissed her forehead. She smelled like soap and coffee, comfort, home. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you never miss these real-life stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. That was the last time I touched my wife. I grabbed my keys, complained about traffic like I always did, and she waved me off from the doorway. Nothing felt strange. No warning signs. No dramatic music. Just an ordinary goodbye. By the time I came back that night, the house was silent. No lights. No smell of food. No Maya. At first I wasn't worried. She sometimes went for long walks when she felt overwhelmed. Sometimes she visited her sister without telling. Me said she hated being tracked. I called her phone, straight to voicemail. I sent a text. "Hey, you home?" No reply. I checked the bedroom. Her phone charger was there. Her favorite slippers were by the bed. Her makeup bag untouched. That's when the first crack of fear slipped into my chest. Maya never went anywhere without her phone. I called again. Nothing. I waited. An hour. 2. By midnight, the silence in the house felt loud, heavy, like something bad was sitting with me, breathing. I barely slept. The next morning, her side of the bed was cold. I called her sister, Lena. "She's not here," Lena said. Why would she be? My throat tightened. She didn't come over? No, should she have? I hung up and started calling everyone. Friends, coworkers, even people we barely talked to anymore. No one had seen her. I drove around the neighborhood, scanning sidewalks, parks, cafes, places she liked. Every woman with the dark hair made my heart jump. Nothing. By evening, panic had fully set in. I went to the police station. The officer at the desk looked tired, bored even. He asked the usual questions. "How long has she been missing?" "About 24 hours. He nodded slowly. "Adults disappear all the time. Maybe she needed space." "She wouldn't leave without telling me," I said. "She wouldn't leave her phone." He shrugged. "Give it a little more time." I walked out feeling stupid, small, alone. That night, I sat on the couch staring at the door, expecting it to open any second. It didn't. I didn't go to work the next day. I barely ate. I replayed every conversation from the past month, every argument, every quiet moment. Had I missed something? Maya had been distant lately. Yes, quieter, lost in thought. But people go through phases. Marriage isn't always fireworks. At least that's what I told myself. I checked our bank account. No unusual activity. Her passport was still in the drawer. Her clothes were all there. It was like she had stepped outside for a moment and vanished. That afternoon, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. Her toothbrush was gone, just hers. I stood in the bathroom, staring at the empty cup, my hands shaking. Why take that? Unless she planned not to come back. The thought hit me like a punch. That night, I dreamed she was calling my name. I woke up crying. I called the police again. This time my voice broke while I spoke. They agreed to officially file a missing person report. They asked for photos, descriptions, last known movements. Answering those questions felt like slowly accepting a reality I didn't want. She has a small scar on her left wrist, I said. From what? An accident. Years ago. I wondered if that scar was okay. If she was okay. By the third day, hope started to rot into fear. The house no longer felt like home. It felt like evidence. I sat at the kitchen table, the same table where she'd packed my lunch, and stared at my phone. Then it rang. Unknown number. For a second, I thought it might be her. I answered with a shaking. Hello? This is the police, a man's voice said. My heart stopped. Is this Daniel Carter? Yes. We need you to come to the station. Did you find her? I asked, barely breathing. There was a pause. We need to speak with you in person. The line went dead. I sat there, frozen, my phone still pressed to my ear. In that moment, I knew something had changed forever. And whatever they were about to tell me, it wasn't good. The police station smelled like old coffee and paper. I sat on a hard plastic chair, my knees bouncing without permission. Every sound felt too loud. The clicking of keyboards, a ringing phone somewhere behind a wall, muffled voices I couldn't understand. They didn't start with Maya's name. They asked about me. How long have you been married? 8 years. Any recent arguments? Nothing serious. Any financial problems? No. Finally, the woman opened the folder. We found your wife's car, she said. My chest tightened. Where? About 40 miles outside the city, abandoned near a wooded area. My mouth went dry. Abandoned. The doors were unlocked. No signs of struggle. My heart started racing. Was she there? She shook her head. No. I stared at the table, my reflection warped in the scratched metal. She wouldn't just leave her car, I said. She loved that car. The officers exchanged a look. There's more, the tall one said. They slid a photo across the table. It was Maya's purse. Recognizable immediately. Brown leather, small tear on the corner from when our dog chewed it years ago. We found this inside the car, she said. My hands trembled as I touched the photo. Her wallet should be in there. It wasn't, she replied. Something felt wrong. Not dramatic, not violent, just wrong. Was anything else missing? I asked. Yes, she said softly. Your wife. The next morning, I woke up to a knock that didn't belong in my life. 3 sharp taps on the door. Not friendly. Not patient. Official. I already knew who it was before I opened it. 2 police officers stood outside my house. Their faces were calm, professional, but distant. Daniel Carter? Yes. We need to ask you a few more questions. My neighbor's curtains twitched as I stepped aside to let them in. That was the moment I stopped being just a worried husband. That was the moment I became a person of interest. They asked me about my marriage. I told them about our love, about arguments, about nothing serious. Then they showed me a photo. Security footage near Maya's abandoned car. A man with her, alive, arguing, scared. Do you know him? I asked. We're still working on that, the officer said. But there's something else. He's connected to you, Daniel. My heart dropped. How? He's your best friend. The phone slipped from my hand, and in that moment, I understood one horrifying truth. The person who might know what happened to my wife was someone I trusted with my life. His name was Ryan. I'd known him for over 15 years. He stood beside me at my wedding. He helped me move into this house. He was the person I called when life got heavy. And now the police were telling me he might be the last person to see my wife. I drove straight to his apartment. "Where were you 3 nights ago?" I asked. He hesitated. "I was home," he said. "Why?" I studied his face, looking for guilt, fear, something. He finally admitted she reached out to him. She had been scared, she said. She asked him to help her disappear for a few days. Ryan insisted he never touched her, but she had dropped her necklace. A signal that she was alive somewhere. Ryan was arrested, but there was no body, no blood, no proof. Just suspicion. That night, I held Maya's necklace, trembling, realizing this wasn't just a meeting. It was something deeper, something dangerous. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of my phone buzzing. An unknown number. "Meet me. I know where she is." My heart stopped. The police warned me it could be a trap, but I went. The address was an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Inside, Maya was standing, fragile, broken. "Daniel," she whispered. She told me everything. She had uncovered a financial scam at her office, and the stalker noticed. The cash withdrawals were for safety. Ryan had only been helping. Everything made sense, but the betrayal of secrecy hurt as much as the fear. A week later, the man was caught, and Maya and I tried to rebuild our lives. But fear lingered, and trust had to be rebuilt. Then came another message. "She's not safe yet. Watch your back." Someone close feeding him information. I realized it was our neighbor Tom. The police coordinated a plan. At dawn, Tom tried to force his way into the safe house. The police tackled him. The knife he had was taken, his threats silenced. Maya and I finally hugged, tears streaming. Relief washed over us. He was caught. Danger was over. Maya and I sat together, holding hands. She apologized for keeping secrets. I told her survival was what mattered. Weeks passed. Slowly, life returned to some normalcy. But we were never the same. Every laugh, every gesture became precious. The 3 days she disappeared had changed everything, teaching us what truly mattered. One evening, I held her hand on our porch, the sun setting. "I never want to lose you again," I whispered. She smiled softly. "You won't? Not now. Not ever. We survived this together." And in that moment, I believed her. No more secrets, no more fear, just us, alive, together, stronger than ever. Life can change in an instant. One moment, everything feels normal. The next, your world is upside down. But the people you love, the trust you build, and the courage you find inside yourself, that's what carries you through the darkness. Maya disappeared for 3 days. I thought I lost her forever. But the truth, the love, and the fight to survive brought her back. And that's what made everything worth it.